Good day everyone. In today's lecture, we'll be discussing about the measurement of three-phase power using single-phase wattmeters. Now for achieving this, we have three different methods, that is using 3 wattmeters, the second method is using 2 wattmeters, and the third method is using a single wattmeter and a switch arrangement. We will also be discussing how connections can be made in all these techniques, and we will be looking into some mathematical calculations to ensure that all these three methods will correctly show the three-phase power. We have discussed about the power measurement in single phase or in a DC supply. That is, we have discussed about electrodynamometer type wattmeters and we have discussed about induction type of wattmeters. Now here we have discussed only about single phase or DC type of instruments we have discussed. Now if I am having a three-phase supply or if I am having a polyphase system, now how power measurements can be done? Now for that purpose, a theorem called as Blondel's theorem is there. Blondel's theorem states that is, if there is a network and this network has n conductors, and we know that the total power for n conductors, that is, a system is there which has n conductors. Now for example, if there are 5 conductors, means for example there are 5 phases. Now if the total power, if I have to measure, what I have to measure is I have to measure I have to add all the 5 wattmeters, that I am using, all these 5 wattmeters reading I have to measure, W1 plus W2 plus W3 up to W5 when I am doing, I'll get the total power, that is whatever total power is there across the n conductor system, I'll be getting. Now for that arrangement, what we have to do is all the current elements of such wattmeters, it should be connected to a single line. For example, the current element of the first wattmeter, it is connected to the second line. The current element should be connected to all the lines. So here we can see that all the current elements are connected to the lines, and in between a common point, and we can see that the current element has to be connected to the line and the voltage elements should be connected between that line and a common point. So here we can see that the voltage element, it is connected to the line and a common point C. Line and common point C. So the common point C is not the neutral point of the star connected system. So here we can see that here a gap of V is there. Now for example, if this is 0, this will be somewhat V. The potential difference across this point is V. Sorry for the diagram, this diagram was very small, this diagram is stretched, so it is a little bit unclear. So here we can see the first wattmeter, second wattmeter, third wattmeter. So if I am having 3 conductor system, then I'll have to use 3 wattmeters I have to use. So using Blondel's theorem, what I can do is I can calculate the power for a polyphase system using single phase wattmeters. Now here we can see that now to calculate the instantaneous power in the load, what I have to do, I have to add power in across each conductor, that is V1I1 plus V2I2 plus V3I3. If I am adding all these three, what I'll get the total power across the full system I'll be getting. Now we know that if I am talking about the wattmeter 1, the voltage across the wattmeter 1 is V1 dash, voltage across wattmeter 2 is V2 dash, across this is V3 dash. So the power P1 is nothing but V1 dash I1, P2 is V2 dash I2 and P3 is V3 dash I3. Now we know that V1 is nothing but the voltage drop in between this point and this point. This is the voltage drop, that is V2. Now V2, how I'll get? V2 is nothing but V2 dash plus V. Why V? Because in between here and here a voltage V, a potential drop of V is present. So V1 is nothing but V plus V1 dash, V2 is nothing plus V plus V2 dash, V3 is nothing but V plus V3 dash. Why? Because the common point that I have selected, the common point is not the neutral point of my star connected system. Now what will happen is, to find out the sum of the wattmeter readings, what I have to do is I have to add P1, P2, P3, all these 3 I have to add. Adding all these 3, V1 dash will be nothing but V1 minus V, V2 dash will be nothing but V2 minus V, V3 dash will be nothing but V3 minus V. All these three quantities I'll substitute it to the formula already that we have derived. Now in this formula, when I'm substituting, I'll get V1 minus VI1, V2 minus VI2, V3 minus VI3. Now adding all these things, I get one thing, that is V1 I1. One quantity I am getting. All the minus V's I'll take it out to be common, and I'll get I1 plus I2 plus I3. Now we know that KCL states that the sum of currents across at a junction is equal to 0. So we can see here that I1 is proceeding towards this junction. Let me name it to be A. I3 is also proceeding to that junction. I2 is also proceeding to that junction. So when I am adding I1 plus I2 plus I3, the value should always be equal to 0. Why equal to 0? Because KCL, the very basic Kirchhoff's current law, it states that the sum of current at a junction is equal to 0. So this quantity, it becomes 0. So applying Blondel's theorem, we know that is for every phase. If I am using one wattmeter, adding all the wattmeters, reading of all the wattmeters, I'll get the total power. So this is the basic Blondel theorem. Now let us consider a three-phase system. Now when I am talking about three-phase systems, now if I have to make if I have to make power measurements for a three-phase system, what I can do? That is the first, there are some methods, that is how to measure three-phase power using single-phase wattmeters. That is, this is the basic topic is nothing but how to measure three-phase power using single-phase wattmeter, because we have discussed only about single-phase wattmeters. Now the first method is called as 3 wattmeter method. Now 3 wattmeter method is just a slight modification of the Blondel's theorem. Now here we can see that a star connected system is there. Now in that star connected system, the current coil is in series with the line. Here also similarly we can see the current coil is connected across the line. The voltage coil, it is connected across the line and the midpoint. This midpoint I am taking it to be the neutral of my star connected system. Now using this, I can clearly understand that the V, that is voltage drop. In the previous case, V that I was having, this was V. Now here this was V. Now I don't have any V here. Here I have connected it directly to the neutral of the system. Therefore V's value is equal to 0. So V1 is equal to V1 dash, V2 is equal to V2 dash, V3 is equal to V3 dash. So directly according to Blondel's theorem, I will get P is equal to the readings of the 3 wattmeters. If the readings of the 3 wattmeters, if I am adding it together, I get the total power I will be getting. So this is the 3 wattmeter method. Here we can see that the 3 wattmeters, it will measure the total power across the load. That is, for 3-phase system using single phase 3 wattmeters, I can measure the total power. The second method that I have is, it is called as 2 wattmeter method. Now for 2 wattmeter method, what I will do is, for a 3-phase system, I will just use 2 wattmeters I will use. Now here we can see that now in 3-phase we have 2 different type of connections, star connection and delta connection. Now we will see for both the cases how this 2 wattmeter method can be applied. Now this is the most widely used method. Now we can see here that what we will do is, we will make a common point of the pressure coil coincide with one of the line. For example, this is the pressure coil of the first wattmeter, pressure coil of the second wattmeter. What I will do is, first phase and second phase, one terminals are connected to the first phase and second phase. The second terminal, it is connected to a common point, and this common point is on the third phase. Then we will see that the the current coils are connected to the line of that particular phases. Now here we can, when I am talking about star connection, here we can see that P1 is nothing but I1 into V1 minus V3. Why I1? Because the first wattmeter is connected between V1 and V3. So the potential drop here will be V1 minus V3. This second wattmeter is connected between 2 and 3. Therefore the potential drop will be V2 minus V3. So here we can see that P1 is nothing but I1. Why we are not considering I1 minus I3? Because to this the current coil is not connected. Current coil is only connected across the first current. Therefore, I'll get P1 is equal to I1 into V1 minus V3, P2 is equal to I2 V2 minus P3. So here if I am using only 2 wattmeters, so that clearly means that if I want the total power, I have to add both power from both the wattmeters. Now adding power from both the wattmeters, what I'll do is I'll substitute this in this formula. Now substituting that, I get I1 V1 minus V3 plus I2 V2 minus V3. Now as previously discussed, by using KCL, we know that I1 plus I2 plus I3 is equal to 0. Now what I'll do is, I know that I3 is nothing but minus I1 plus I2. Why minus? These two terms I'm taking it to the other side, so I'll get I3 is equal to minus I1 plus I2. Now what I am doing is, from this I have I1 V1 I am getting this. From this I am having I2 V2 I am having. Then from this I see that minus V3, a common term is there. I have taken it out to minus V3. Then I have added I1 plus I2. Now from KCL we know that minus of I1 plus I2 is nothing but I3. So here we can directly see that P is nothing but V1 I1 plus V2 I2 plus V3 I3. So here it is clearly seen that the first phase power is considered, second phase power is considered, third phase power is also considered. So from this we can clearly state that if I am using 2 wattmeters, the power consumed, the readings, that is if I am using only 2 wattmeters, I will get the total power consumed because of 3 phases, or because of 3 phases. There is no need of using 3 wattmeters. By using only 2 wattmeters, I can clearly find out the value of a 3-phase supply. Now let us consider for a delta connection, whether this condition will hold true or not. Let us check for that. Now here we can see that here also the first coil, it is the current coil, it is connected to the line. So here we can see that this is I1 minus I3 because of the delta connection. Here we can see that it is I2 minus I3. It is connected to a common point. The pressure coil is connected to a common point, and in between the phases to the third phase line, no current coil is connected. Now here we can see that P1 is nothing but minus V3 I1 minus I3. Why minus V3? Because this is the direction of V3. So this is direction of V3. Therefore, I am considering P1. This is P1. This is the direction that I am considering. V3 is in the opposite. Therefore, minus V3 I1 minus I3. P2 is equal to V2 I2 minus I1. This is V2, and this is the direction of the current. Both are in the same direction. Therefore, plus. Then what I will do is P is equal to P1 plus P2. I will just add it. Adding it again, we know that from KVL we know that the sum of voltages across, if I am taking the sum of voltages, the total sum of voltages across a loop will be equal to 0 because energy is not created or not destroyed. Therefore, we can clearly see that V1 plus V2 plus V3, if I am considering that, I will get the value to be, for a closed loop, I will get the value to be equal to 0. Therefore, we can see that minus V1 is equal to V2 plus V3. Similarly, substituting it in the previous formula, I get that P is equal to first phase, second phase, third phase. 3 phases power, because of 3 phases I am getting. So here also in delta connection also, for star connection and delta connection, this 2 wattmeter method holds good. Now let us go a little bit in depth for the 2 wattmeter method. Now here we can clearly make out that there are 3 phases are there. This is V1 phase, this is V2, and this is V3. Now this is V3. Just a minute. V1, V2, V2, V3. These are the 3 phases. Now here we can see that there is a phase difference of 120 degree. Clearly 120 degree phase difference in between all the phases. Now if I have to find out V13, what I will do, this is V3. So in its opposite direction I will take V3. This is V1. Now the sum of V1 and V3, it gives V13. That is the phasor sum. It gives V13. In for V2, this is V2 and V3. That is opposite direction of V3. Now phasor sum of both these, it gives me V23. So this is V23, this line is V13. Now we know that current I1 and V1, there is a lag of phi, angle phi. Similarly for V3 and I3, a lag of phi is there. In between V2 and I2, a phi angle difference between voltage and current is there. Now we can see here that now if this total, this is angle bisector, this total was this total was 120 degree. This total was 120 degree. This was bisecting, so this became 60 degree. Now this is an angle bisector, therefore this will be 30 degree. Now let us look from based on this. Now based on this, based on the phasor, I can write P1, that is the first power. P1 is nothing but V13 into I1, the angle between these two, the angle between I1 and V13 is nothing but the total angle is 30 minus phi. Therefore I am writing P1 is equal to V13 I1 30 degree minus phi. Then let us look at to the next, that is power 2. Power 2 is nothing but V23 into I2. So this is V23 and this is I2. The angle, the phase difference between V2 and I2 is phi. This is angle bisector 30. Therefore the angle between these two is 30 degree plus phi. 30 degree plus phi. So from here it is quite clear the values of P1 and P2 from the phasor diagram I am getting. Now this phasor diagram is for a star connected 2 wattmeter method. Now this we have to keep these two things in mind. Now we will see when the power factor is varying, what will be the effect on the wattmeter. Now let us go for the first case. Going for the first case, we know that when the value of cos phi or the value of power factor is unity, or for unity power factor, we know that the value of phi should be equal to 0. Now here in this case what I will do is this phi I am making it to be 0, so this becomes root 3 Vi cos 30, root 3 Vi cos 30. So the value of cos 30 I am substituting and I am getting 3 by 2 Vi, 3 by 2 Vi. That is power for both the cases. I am getting 3 by 2 Vi, 3 by 2 Vi. Now let me add P1 plus P2 because P1 plus P2 gives me the total power. Now here I am getting 3 Vi. So 3 Vi or the value of cos phi is 0. The value of cos phi, when cos phi is 0, cos phi is 0, it means that it will be giving the maximum value, or I can write it to be 3 Vi cos phi. So it is quite clear that using 2 wattmeters I can get the power of 3 phases because 3 Vi cos phi I am getting. Let us move on to the second case. Now in the first case we can clearly make out that at unity power factor the readings of the 2 wattmeters will be equal. P1 and P2, both the wattmeters will show equal readings, and the total powers half will be found across P1, half power will be found across my P2. The second condition that I am having is when the value of power factor is 0.5. Now for this corresponding we know that phi's value should be equal to 60 degree. Now as we have seen here P1 and P2, the formula we have derived. Now from that what I am doing is cos 30 degree minus 60, cot 30 degree plus 60. So here we can see that I am getting 3 by 2 Vi and 0. Now I am adding P1 plus P2 because I have to find out the total power. Therefore I am getting 3 by 2 Vi I am getting, or I can write 3 by 2 Vi, or I will take it to be 3 Vi cos phi, cos 60. So here also we can see that 3 phase power I can get. Now here when the power factor is 0.5, it means that either P1 or P2, either only one of this wattmeter it will show the reading and the other will show the reading to be 0. Why I am saying either? Because phi can be plus 60 or it can be minus 60. Therefore depending on that P1 or P2, either one will show the wattmeter reading and the other wattmeter will become, the value of the other wattmeter will become 0. The third condition that we have is when the cos phi's value is 0, so it means that phi is equal to 90 degree. So as earlier P1 and P2 I am substituting the value, so I will get root 3 V2 by Vi, and again I am getting minus root 3 by 2 Vi. Adding both this I get the value of power to be 0 because I know that cos 90 is equal to 0. So I can write it to be 3 Vi cos phi or 0. So here also we can clearly see that when the power factor's value is 0, we can see that here also I am getting the measurement because of the three phases. So with zero factor also we know that the readings of the two wattmeters are equal, but they are in opposite direction, therefore the value becomes to be 0. The third method that we are having is 1 wattmeter method. Now this 1 wattmeter method, it can only be used when the loads are balanced. Now for implementing the 1 wattmeter method, we can see that the current coil, it is connected to one of the lines, and the pressure coil, one end of the pressure coil, it is connected to one line, and the other end is connected to a switch, and this switch can in turn be connected to the other two lines, or the other two lines. One end of the pressure coil is connected to the same line where the current coil is connected, and the other end can be alternated between the two lines using a switch. Now for example, here what we will do is, first the switch will be connected to 2, so it will measure between 1 and 2, in between phase 1 and 2 connection will be there. Then the switch will be connected between 3, so readings I will get in between 1 and 3. So this is applicable only when the load is in balanced condition. Now this is the phasor diagram for 1 wattmeter method. So here we can clearly see that in between V1 and I1 I am having a phase difference of 5. This is V13, this is V12. So clearly I can make out from as in the previous phasor diagram, this phasor diagram also we are using this phasor diagram to come to the calculation part. Now coming to the calculation part, when for example I am having two switches, I am having, so here it is mentioned to be 2 and 3. Now let me take this to be 1 and 2. Now when it is connected to switch 1, what I will get? I will get V13 I1 cos 30 degree minus 5, because V13, the angle between V13 and I1 is 30 degree minus 5. Therefore I am getting cos 30 degree minus 5. When it is connected to P2, so when it is connected to P2, V12 and I1, the angle difference is 30 degree plus 5. Therefore I will get it to be cos 30 degree plus 5. Now what I am doing is P1 plus P2 I am adding root 3 VI cos 30 degree, that is applying trigonometric formulas, I am getting 3 VI cos 5. So using a single wattmeter also I can measure the power across a three-phase supply. So in this lecture we have discussed about Blondel's theorem. Blondel's theorem is used when polyphase supply, we have to measure power across a polyphase supply. How many conductors are there, that many wattmeters are required. So that is the Blondel's theorem. Then we have measurement of three-phase power using single phase wattmeter, that is I am not using three-phase wattmeter, I am using single phase wattmeter. Now for this I have 3 wattmeter method, I have 2 wattmeter method. In 2 wattmeter method we have checked for star and for delta. Then I have single wattmeter method. Now single wattmeter method is only, it can be used for balanced load condition.